everybody. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful day today. It is Wednesday, so of course we are here live to do our member spotlight. I'm Abby Glassenberg. I'm the co-founder of Craft Industry Alliance, if I haven't had a chance to meet you yet. And every single Wednesday, we come here live to talk with one of our members and learn more about their business journey. Sometimes we get to see some samples of their work, new, which I love. So today I'm very excited to be welcoming Edie Eckman. Edie's been a longtime member and I'm excited to talk with her. Hi Edie, how are you?
Hi, it's nice to see you. It looks like it's hot there in
Oh my gosh,
Massachusetts.
that's why I'm wearing this tank top. Yes, it
Right?
is so hot here in Boston just yesterday and today. It's going to cool back off, but it's been in the 90s, which for Boston is pretty unusual. So
Right.
yeah,
Yep.
for real. I honestly love hot weather, so I'm happy with it, but everybody around me is complaining. So,
Well, it's not something where we want to talk about making yarn things. My timer's going off. Um,
oh,
it's kind of it's kind of hard to think about like wool items on our body at this time of year. I'm just writing a blog post about that right now because gosh, I don't even want to pick up. I
yeah,
don't
you
even
know,
want
and
to pick up wool.
it's true. I've talked to a lot of brick and mortar shop owners who have maybe started out just carrying either yarn or just carrying fabric and have brought in the other in order to sort of hit that seasonality that you're talking about so
Right.
that in the summer they can sell fabric and products for quilt making, and when nobody wants to think about wool and alpaca and all these warm fibers. And in the
Right.
winter, when everyone wants to be cozy, they can sell the yarn. So it's kind of an interesting season. And I do see a lot of shops diversify in that way,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is interesting. So Edie, it's great to see you. We just got to see each other recently at H&H Americas, and that was lovely. But I would love to hear a little bit about what's new with you, what's new with your business.
Well, thanks for asking. Lately, I have been focusing a lot on adding more what I call pro level skills to my teaching.
Okay.
So right now, I'm in the middle of a crochet tech edit along, which is a live 3-week program where I am um, tech editing in real time, if you will. It's kind of a condensed version, but I don't think anybody else has offered that, and people are able to kind of watch me do it. They had an opportunity to tech edit the patterns ahead of time, so they're kind of seeing if they were
Right.
checking what I'm checking or kind of what my thought process is or how I might respond to a client. Of course, the client is me because I designed these things, but just like what it's really like to sit down and tech edit a crochet pattern. I may do that with knitting in the future. Haven't quite sorted that out yet, but I really like helping professional or wannabe professionals kind of up their skills and find out what it's really like, because I don't think there's not a lot of opportunity to really learn from somebody who's done it. And I've been in the industry for 30 years, so doing all kinds of things, including owning a yarn shop. So I know a lot of things, and I really like
Yeah, that's
sharing what
great.
I know.
And it's like on the job training in a way, because even if you've gone through the process independently of tech editing a pattern, when you're witnessing somebody who's been doing it for a long time do it, you sort of learn and see things that you may have missed, or ways to improve your skills. So I think that's a brilliant way to host an online class, and definitely inspires me to think about what I could show people how to do that I know how to do, as
Right.
a person who also enjoys teaching. So that's great. So tell us where we could get that if people are listening and are interested in becoming crochet pattern tech editors.
Right. So at the moment, this is a live class that's going. It's in real time, so it's not a course yet. It may become a course, but
Okay.
you can find me at edieeckman.com and go to my class list. You can see all the things I do offer. I offer crochet pattern writing, knitting pattern writing, math for crocheters, spreadsheets for designers and tech editors. So some of the things that maybe it's harder to find courses for because it's pretty niche. And I do want to say at the same time, I love teaching newbies. So I kind of do both ends. I teach beginning and beginners, and I teach people through the Craft Yarn Council. I'm one of their evaluators for the Certified Instructors Program. So a lot of times I'm teaching people how to teach as well. So
Right.
I just kind of love that whole teaching thing, as well as, you know, I design too. So.
Yeah. So tell us about the Craft Yarn Council certification program, because I don't know that everybody's familiar with what that entails.
Right. So this is a program that's been around for decades, I guess. I haven't been doing it for decades, but the Craft Yarn Council is a group of companies, a lot of companies you would recognize, who get together to, they form the Craft Yarn Council to get everybody learning to, you know, use yarn. The more yarn we use, the better. So the Certified Instructors Program is a way for knitters and crocheters to become better teachers. So it's not teaching you how to knit and crochet. It's teaching you how to teach knitting and crochet. So you
Okay.
can sign up through the Craft Yarn Council and get tips on learning to teach knitting and crochet. And there's also an evaluation program where people turn in work to evaluators. I'm one of them. And we sort of have a conversation about techniques, but mostly about teaching.
Right. So that's great. So, and once you have that certification, my guess is that when you then apply for teaching jobs, whether that's at your local yarn store or community center or larger opportunities, more, you know, regional teaching opportunities
Mhm.
or even national and international teaching opportunities, you know, having that credential is an impressive credential that gives people confidence that hiring you is going to be a sure bet.
Right. And it's especially if you're going to somewhere like your local craft store and the manager doesn't have any idea whether you really know how to knit or crochet.
Right.
It is a way to kind of show, yes, I have done this, I have this credential. It's not a guarantee that you're a great teacher, I will say that, but because that comes with experience. And so kind of having that experience under your belt, I think, is what makes you a good teacher.
Yeah, absolutely. And when coming back to your online classes, this one right now is happening live, and then you have ones that are more. I'm trying to think if the word is asynchronous, where you can kind of watch it on your own time. I think that's the right
Right.
word. So tell us about where you're hosting those and some of the sort of logistics of that for folks who might be listening and are like, I would love to be able to record a few online classes, host a live class, but I'm not sure where to do that.
Right. Well, there are a lot of different platforms that you can use. You've probably heard about Udemy and Teachable and so on. I actually use PayHip, which is a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit of a different platform because it is. I don't pay monthly. I pay as someone signs up, so there's not a lot of upfront cost.
that's a great
So
tip.
so I don't have, like, if I don't sell any courses for a month, I'm
You're
not
good.
paying $20 or $50 or whatever it is. I haven't
Right.
checked the prices yet. So that to me was a really, especially because I have such niche courses, that was good for me that I offer those on PayHip. So you can find them on my website, and you can also, I guess, find them through PayHip. But I think most of the discovery comes through me. Um, but of course, there are other more well-known options too if people
Yeah,
are
but
interested.
that's a really good tip and way for people who might be concerned about being locked into monthly payments for courses that may or may not be selling at a particular time of year or whatever it might be, that you can host those video courses on PayHip and then pay per course that sells. That's a great alternative. So thank you for
Right.
sharing that tip. That's great.
And it has the ability to do video and downloads and quizzes and
All
all
the
kinds,
things.
all the things that you look for in a course. Yeah.
That's such a good tip to know. Okay, that's great. So tell us a little bit about what's coming up next for you. What fun things you have in store that we might not know about.
Well, it's kind of interesting because this summer I realized I'm like, I'm going on the Instagram with Abby and I don't have a lot of things to announce right here in the summer. I'm kind of taking a little a little
That's great
break
though. Time
and
to be creative and refuel.
doing some sewing,
Oh,
some
great.
garment sewing, which I started taking a course in fit and so on because I wanted to learn more about knit. I mean, I know a lot about knits and sweaters, but not about garments. And so I'm really enjoying that course. I'm not such a great sewist, so I'm having to get my practice. That's kind of what I'm focusing on. But I really hope it will help me in all my design efforts and all my teaching as well.
Yeah, I think
And
that's great. And I think it's great to explore outside of your specific area of focus, whether that's reading books that are not necessarily related to your specific business, but are, about a different sector of business. For example, you get new ideas, or listening to podcasts that are a little bit different from what you listen to day to day, or taking a course in sewing if you're mostly a knitwear or crochet designer. So I think it's great because it sort of like opens you up to new ideas. Because sometimes when we're in our same bubble, we hear the same things over and over again. And we already know those things. And yes, they feel comfortable, but it
right.
doesn't actually challenge you. And sometimes there's things you can borrow or explore from other fields that enhance and bring new ideas and innovation to your own.
Well, one thing I've really discovered, and it makes me realize I'm so used to being competent in what I do, and like I know
Right.
lots of knitting techniques, I know lots of crochet techniques, but when it comes to sewing, I know like the way my mom taught me, and that's it. And so I was having a problem with darts puckering at the end, and I didn't know why, and I had to go look that up, and it's like, oh, apparently that's a beginner thing, but it was a problem I was having. So I kind of appreciate what it feels like to be a student and not know so many things, and just know that, like kind of feel stupid for a while
Yeah, I
until
think
I
that's
can.
such a valuable feeling to be back in those novice shoes. And one of the things you realize when you are a novice is you don't know necessarily like what's the priority, what's most important, and what you can kind of let go. You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
often when I'm teaching and there's students in my class, they get very hung up on something that's not important, and then maybe skip over something that actually is going to be super vital later. And when you're new, you don't know the difference between those two things. And
Right.
I think it's great to be in those shoes again and realize, like, I don't know the difference. What is most important here to focus on, and what can I let slide for now? And you only learn that through experience. But it's great as a teacher to remember that feeling.
Right. So I guess I would say my summer plans are just to continue to learn, like to be a learner, um,
Yeah.
and sort of take summer to do that.
That's very inspiring and a great idea. So I love that. Well, Edie, thank you for joining us today. Tell us again where people can go and follow you, and what's the best way to keep in touch and see what you're up to.
Well, I am Edie Eckman everywhere. So I am edieeckman.com. I'm Edie Eckman. That's my handle on Ravelry and Facebook and Blue Sky and Instagram and YouTube. So it's EDIEECKMAN. And you can just
Wonderful.
find me, just Google me and you'll find me.
Wonderful. Well, it's been great to see you again. Thank you for coming on and joining us for our member spotlight today. Thank you for being a member, and we look forward to seeing you sometime soon.
Great. Thanks. It was great to talk to you.
Thanks, everybody. See you next week. Bye.